Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah alladhi hadana khayra diyani wa ma kunna linahtadiya lawla an hadana Allah wa akmala lana dinana wa atamma alayna ni'matahu wa radiya lana al-islam dinan wa la na'budu illa iyyah alafa bayna qulubi ahli al-iman fa asbuhu bi ni'mati ikhwana wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa Allah wahdahu la sharika lahu واشهد ان سيدنا مولانا محمد عبده ورسوله. اعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. كنتم خير امه اخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Allah has guided us on this path, and we would not have been able to get on it if He had not guided us. We thank Allah for this ni'mah. And I bear witness that there is no deity but Allah, who is one and has no partner. And I further bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is a servant and apostle. The ayat I just recited for you, kuntum khayra ummah. Allah says, kuntum khayra ummah ukhrijat lin-nas ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhauna 'anil munkar wa tu'minuna billah. That you are the best people involved for the guidance of mankind. Why? Ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhauna 'anil munkar. You enjoin the good and forbid the evil. He says, and you believe in Allah. See, the Prophet, if Allah had wanted, He could reveal the entire Quran in Mecca. Just gave the whole revelation right there. Didn't happen like that. They were in Mecca for 10 years for a reason. They were doing something in Mecca. They was building up something, the building blocks for this deen, which is taqwa and iman. That's what they did. So they learned how to sacrifice for one another. They were so cordial to one another. There was one occasion when there was a couple that needed to be fed. The Prophet asked who would entertain this guest. The couple who said that they would do it was impoverished themselves. And yet they did it. So they pretended they were eating when in fact they weren't eating. They had to cut the lights down real low and the guests were there, and they just went through the motion like they was eating. In fact, they wasn't eating anything. They gave it to the guests. Allah was so pleased with what they did that He revealed a ayah about it. They preferred each other above themselves, though poverty was their lot. This was the characteristics of them. The time when, I gave you just some historical lessons here so you can kind of see where I'm coming from. When Medina was having a famine, and there was 700 camel loads of foodstuffs that came into Medina, all belonging to one person, Abdul bin Auf. So what happened? The merchants went to him and said, "We want to buy and purchase these foodstuffs from you so we can sell it to the people." He said, "Okay." So what do you offer? What do you offer for these goods? What do you offer? He said, "Well, we'll give you 2 for everyone." He said, "Well, I'm going to offer more than that." I said, "Okay, well, we'll give you 4 for everyone. I've been offering more." He'll give you 6 for everyone. I've been offering more. He said, "Well, who could have offered more? All the merchants in Medina was right here. Who could offer more?" And Allah says, "Whoever do announce one thing good, one action good, it's 10 reward." So he said, "I give it all away in charity." He didn't sell it to them. He said, "I give it all away in 700 camel loads of foodstuff." He gave it away because they understood. We try to understand. They really understood. When you remember when the Prophet migrated to Medina, from Mecca, Abu Bakr went with him, his companion. And Abu Bakr's father, Abu Quhafa, came to his daughter Asma and said that his father was blind. He said, I understand your father left you desolate with nothing, took everything. She said, no, in fact, he did. He let me live something. So what she did, she had some pebbles in the corner of the house, covered with a rag. So he had him put his hand on to feel him, making him think, in fact, that he did need something. In fact, he had it. That's because he understood. See, we don't want to sacrifice that. We just always say that, we say we want to do it, but we just don't want to do it. Those that came before us did it as an example for us to follow now. They were a different breed altogether. We got to emulate, do like they did, just for a reason. And the Prophet, we just have to realize who we're following. The Prophet is so esteemed in Allah's sight. So esteemed. See, the Prophet is the door in. That's the way in. Sahabas understood that. The Prophet said that the most bitterest time he had on this planet was when he went to Taif to preach to them. And then you remember stoning. And I was in India some years ago. The Masjid I was in, the brother said, he was having some problems here with some of the Hindus. I said, it's been tall, huge Masjid, real tall doors, but taller than the ceiling, real high. He said, well, what they did, he said, they used to come up and, try to, assault us. What we did, we get on the roof. And we had these hot peppers, we put them in mud and throw it down so when we burst the pepper get in their eyes and they would go away. So then we just start making more and they come back, He said, we were doing that. And he said, it came, at one point they came up and they stopped and just went back. And we hadn't did anything, we hadn't thrown them down. So naturally, we became curious, so we looked over the wall and looked down to see what was down there. We didn't see anything. So, little lady said, we just sat there waiting for him to come back. But he came back with the police. So the police asked us to come down. He said, we came down. And he said, well, what's the problem? He said, we couldn't come in and assault us, and this is our property, all that, we do all that with them. He said, no, but the reason we came is because they said that there was two giants on both sides of the door with swords and had green turbans on. He said, he said, nobody's in here? He said, nobody was here. He said, no, he said, they're mistaken. There's nobody here like that. He said, well, that's what they said they saw. And we know the angels had green turbans. Thinking about that same Masjid, the brother was giving a talk. And naturally he was talking about the time when the Prophet went to Taif. Talking about, how he stoned was just trying to give him the message. And one brother just started crying. He just boo-hooing really, a little bad. So quite a few brothers wasn't all that, but this one brother was just, he was just uncontrollable, like, oh. So he said, it's okay, brother, it's okay. It's okay, brother. But he's still doing it. And he's kind of like, the other brothers turn and look at me because he's kind of like disturbing me. He's really, coming out. All of a sudden, because we know what's going on until you make the street say what he said. He stood up, he says, I'm from Taif! Just like that. Once he said that, we understood. Because when the angels came to the Prophet in Taif, and they asked him about pushing the mountains on, they closed up on Taif, he didn't do it. Why? He said perhaps their descendants would accept. So he was a descendant of Taif. So it just got to him. So the Prophet said that he would be here. That's how it got to him. But they were unique. We're trying to follow them, follow their examples. what they did like they did it. See, right now we have a problem with the heart, really. You know, feed polluted and martyrdom in the heart is disease. We got to have love for one another. You know, لا يكن جنة حتى تؤمنوا ولا تؤمنوا حتى تحبوا. You were not in the Jannah until you believe. And you will not believe until you love one another. And the hadith goes on to say, Prophet said, can I tell you what the things is to do? He said, sure, yes, Messenger, tell you. So I will adulukum ala shay'in. إذا فعلتموه أتممتم أفشوا السلام بينكم. Establish the peace between you. And the first instruction the Prophet gave him to the deen was, Afshu salam wa timu ta'am. Give the peace and feed the people. That's what we don't do a lot of times. When we do it, we always want to charge people for food. But you understand that the barakah is in the giving. But once we learn some of these rudiment things about it, that the basics, that's what they are. They're just like the ground fundamentals. And it's just like knowing that whatever that happens to you is already decreed by Allah. You don't come to this planet picking nobody. I'm going to have this mother, that father, that sister. You don't. So, Allah, يَقْرَجُكُمْ مِبْتُونِكُمْ مَحَاتِكُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ شَيْئًا وَجَعَلَكُمْ السَّمْعَ وَالْأَبْصَارَ وَالْأَفْئِدَةَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. We brought you forth from your mother's bellies knowing nothing. And give you hearing and sight and an intellect, so that you might become thankful. Allah don't need anything from anybody. He's without need. You don't need no help, no assistance at all. He wants thanks from us. We get to praise him and thank him. Every day we get up, automatically. Just be up. When you get up, the air is already here, the water's there, the food's there. Well, how's that? Because something you did. You didn't come into existence by doing anything. Allah just brought you into the channel. You're already here. Because we're on trial. We're in school. Report card when we leave here. So the book said, الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. Allah says, I've created death and life only to see what your best needs. This whole hayat, this whole life don't mean anything no more than the wing of a gnat. What you do means something. The only thing you can carry out of here is what you did. But your deeds, I almost said, I'll get on the scale and weigh it down for you because it's about to be saying, about the scale, about the balance. It's about. So we give your life, we give you from the womb to the tomb to do something. What you gonna do? You gonna be a joker? You gonna mess around? Just think it's a joke here? Or you gonna do what you're supposed to do? Why you came here? Why you came here? We created jinn and men for one reason, to worship him. Worship the Creator. Everything else you'll get. Because what's for you has already been written for you. Ain't like it's going to come up something new. It's already written. It's going to go before you get here. Already. Where you going to live? How much money you going to make? How long you going to live? What's your sustenance that's going to be already? So you don't fret, right? So that so that you don't fret over this. Say, what am I going to do? What am I do? You can't do that. All I want is to depend on him. Because anything you go to besides Allah, it'll go to Allah. The refuge from him is only to him. There ain't nowhere else. It's to him. We got to hold on. Like the Sahabas held on. See, we don't really understand what the prophet was. You got to sink in our brains who he is. You read the Quran from cover to cover. Allah never says in the Quran, not once, Ya Muhammad, not one time.
We mention other prophets, you think, Ya Zakaria, Ya Yahya, Ya Musa, Ya Isa. Never says Ya Muhammad. What does he say when he addresses his prophet, his beloved? What does he say? Ya ayyuhal muzammil, Ya ayyuhal mudaththir, Taha, Yasin, out of respect for him. Even when the blind man, when Maktoum came to him, and he was talking to the chiefs of Mecca, he was trying to convert them. He was talking to them. The blind man, he didn't know that. He just, disturbing him. And what did the prophet? The prophet frowned. Even when Allah is centering his prophet, he talked to him in the third person. I was what the Allah is in the third person. So I speak to him. I was beloved. He understand who he is. Talk to him in the third person when he's being centered. And the scholars who ever said that this showed that the book can come from him. Because if you write a book, you're not going to censor yourself. You're going to do that. And I mean, if he had written the book, I mean, when he mentioned his daughter Aisha, his wife Aisha, and his wife Khadija, and his friend Abu Bakr, when he mentioned them, it didn't come from him. You got to understand the power. And the power of who you're following. You got to be just like him to the letter. So how was what they were successful? That's what success lies with that. Doing like they did it. I'm not trying to invent something. I would do something a little different. Well, why would you do that? What reasoning is that? Do what works. What's already been tried. It's been tried there. They've been doing this. I mean, this really works. But you got to get the. See, we try to go right to the ceiling first. I'm going to the roof first. No, it ain't gonna work. That goes to the foundation. Put the foundation down first, and you can get there. We got to just kind of got it backwards because it seems so small and mundane to us. Like, no, we should do so and so. Everybody knows all the philosophers. We should do so and so. Well, who are you? When did you come on the planet? Excuse me. Just a minute ago, we couldn't even see how to get a microscope and say, who was that? Oh, okay. Now you're up talking about something. You got to be like butter and go to the mold of Islam. Just melt. That's what's out there. That's where he was successful. So what happened when he got to Medina? Success. They had the brotherhood. Because we get to have that to do anything. You know what happened when I was in Kentucky. And I gave a Khutba, right? And brothers, but prior to that, I stayed away for 2 weeks on purpose. And I told him that. I said, actually, I stayed away for 2 weeks. So I wanted to see who was going to call me. Y'all talk that brother talk all the time. Yeah, brother, oh, brother, oh. Y'all talk, you don't want to talk. I said, I've experienced brothers, but I know to see it. I said, y'all talk that, but you don't do it. I said, so I stayed away for 2 weeks to see who's going to do it. I said, you know who did it? Remember the two brothers? I said, these two brothers down here, they did. I said, those two brothers, I know them, I know their families, their children, I know that. I said, the rest of you, I don't know y'all. I don't know your name. I said, I see you at Jum'mah. After that, next week I'll see you again. You miss or I miss. But we talk, we're going to build this here. I said, are you kidding me? I said, did the disciples do that like that? I don't think so. You think you're going to do it, though. You're going to be different. You're going to be something special about you. It's going to just happen because you say so. You got to work on this here. This takes work. You got to do what they did the way they did it. Matter of fact, I did a Khutba. Brothers came to me. Oh, well, look, here's my number. And all. I said, yes. And you know what? I said, see, let me tell you something. I said, in Philly, coming up, my house was a hangout house. I said, I'd like to tell you about my teacher. I said, he was born on 12th Street, 12th in Glenwood. I said, he spoke 26 languages? Can you imagine that? He said, wow. I said, yeah. I said, his teacher, Ahmad of Jamari, and none of y'all know the musician Miles Davis, but he was Miles Davis' first cousin. I think he looked just like him, So I said, well, he's the only African-American muhaddis that know all the Sahih Bukhari in his head that I know of. Born in this country, but he was born in Mississippi. After the African believe it, he said, it's the thing, Yaki, it's the thing. He said, I'm not going to do it. He said, no. Asakri, I mean, what's your lineage? He said, I'm Abdul from Mississippi. They wouldn't believe it. He had to pull his passport out and show us. Yeah. They didn't believe it. Because he was correcting them in their language. Right here in America. And my teacher was just up there. He was up the chain. I mean, we come out every day. I didn't know what he did. Because he never said, I know this and I know that. He was very humble. I remember this distinct in 1961. Ramadan was in the winter. A boat came in on Pier 98, Philly. And he says, Abdul Karim. I said, what? He said, a boat came in today, man, from Nigeria. I said, yeah. He said, you know, there's Muslim aboard from Nigeria, man. I said, well, he said, don't you want to go down? I said, okay, we can go down. So we went down. Get down to the docks, big freighter there, you know. When we get to the steps going up, this big guy, big buffy guy, standing up top. He must have been about 6'5". I mean, big, you know. What's that? We don't know anything. We don't know about the boat. We just, you know. So we get there. I said, I said, okay, Mama, okay. I said, you wait up first. I'll come right behind you. In case anything go wrong, I can get back down the steps. Get up the top, and all this time I'm with him every day. Never know what he do. He said, he gets up there and says, he had a real deep water, real, you know, heavy voices. The guy, he says, you was or Yoruba? The guy said, Bane, he says, you speak Yoruba? He said, yes. He said, you Malini wo? He said, oh, you Muslim? He said, you Malini me? Yes, I'm Muslim. He said, Salaam alaikum. He said, wa alaikum salam. I read the meaning. I said, when did this happen? I'm with him every day. Never knew what he did. Never talked about it. He used it when the occasion arises. That's what he used it. Pop up and they just pop out his head. This person from Philadelphia doing this. Incredible. We walking through seeing stores and clothing one day. And I'm just trying to do a little history thing, right? We stores and clothing. And this guy, two women walked past and he was speaking something. I could tell it was a Slavic language. And he said, wait. I said, what? So he turns around and catch up with him. I said, why are you going to catch up with him? I'm not speaking Arabic. I don't know what Arabic. So when I walk back up to him, he's talking to them. They're so shocked. He's talking to them in their language. They were like, they were like, just amazed. So we walked away. I said, what was you speaking? He said, oh, that was Russian. I said, Russian? Yeah, Russian. But see, when I used to go to New York, he would go with me. He said, when you go to New York, I should go to New York almost every week, right? So I said, I told my dad, he said, okay. I said, I want to go, just okay. But I would always drop him off at the library in New York. That's where you go. Study all day. I come back and pick him up. But what he read, maintain it. Give him the paper and say, here, check this out. You got it. So consequently, when he was here, he was teaching at Shaw University. And we went down to visit him, and this Arab professor told us, he said, let me tell you about your friend, Muhammad. He said, I have not met the person, Arab or not Arab. There's only history like he knows. So I haven't met the person like I said, we know. We used to have history in my house. We know. Because we used to do a trip and we say, you got 6 or 7 of us all hung out together. So we say, hey, Muhammad, what happened with how did Jerry Harris get up into, to Mecca? I mean, what really happened? So when you ask him a question, he don't just give you a short answer. He said, well, it's like, well, he's saying he's just like turning pages in his head. He said, well, see, he came from Yemen. And, we see the birds going up and down. He said, we see birds different, either it was water or food there. You go to where the birds are. That's how they got to Mecca. He started naming who came. wife, and his children, and what tribe they started. No book. This is it. Okay, more than North Philly. There's something else I want to tell you about too, just since we're on history. There's a DVD that's been out called Ray, The Life of Ray Charles. If you have it, there's a scene in it, I want you to go back to it and just check it out, because there's no mention of it in the DVD. When this guy named Ahmad, who was a songwriter, who was a Muslim and a Turk, comes into Ray's apartment and said that, we want you to do something different. You want to do see something different. He said, what? He said, well, he said, I got this song I wrote called Do the Mess Around. We said, okay, we just do something here, so you start doing the mess around. So after that, you see a scene, and you see Ray is at the piano in the studio. Behind him is, up there is the engineer behind the glass. When you get to that part, look past them and look to the wall. You see two people on the picture on the wall. One guy got a suit on, the other guy has a turban on. The guy with the turban on is Haji Rashid Ahmed, who was the first African-American Haji. And no mention in the DVD about it. Oh, by the way, that's, nothing. If you didn't know, you just wouldn't know. I'm telling you, so you do know. That's him. There's so much I don't want to bog you down with this, but I just want to kind of hit that historically when I get a chance to do it, like to do it, because a lot of people didn't know these people, and they don't know about these people who are right from here. And sometimes people come from somewhere else thinking that, y'all don't know anything. Don't pull it out. Don't pull it out. Because we used to see people just try that. Especially when they do that, we push them on right there. Go ahead, Mom, go ahead, deal with them. And they be just like, can't deal with this guy. Can't deal with them. But he was still humble. But he just made corrections, he was just humble with it. We have to perfect our character, though. Probably some say it, I can't perfect character. We have to treat each other like the Sahabas treat each other, with love and compassion for one another. Take care of your family, take care of my family. Just like one big family. That's what it was back in the day. It was like that. It's back in the late 50s and 60s. We were just, there weren't that many of us around, so we just had to, when you see a Muslim, I remember one day I was on the 15 trolley on Broad Avenue. And I got down to almost 40th Street, I'm looking out the window, and I see this guy with a kufi on. I go to the window and start yelling, stop my leg now. I say everybody probably like, what's wrong with this guy? But just that, you're so happy to see a Muslim. I said, no, this guy's Muslim. He's flying up there. So he's waving. That's how it was then. In contrast to that, so now I can do this here. Just turn around there. Muslim. I mean, it's amazing. Allah shows you don't need nobody. In spite of us, we ain't doing no dawah. Kidding. Who we propagating to who? Where and where? They still coming in. I want to be Muslim again because Allah triggers their heart. He's in control of that. They want 70% of them. They coming to you without you going to them. They come to you. What's about this Islam? I want to be Muslim. Yes, that is. Allah makes the change, not you. All we can do is try to help in some effort so we can get the barakah. So whatever's going on, the angels recording. You're writing everything down. Record. We only stop recording when you go sleep and when you go crazy. Other than that, you're writing. Because everything you do, you're going to see it. Just going to speak out. Everyone going to speak out against you. You did this here, you did that. Oh, no, you was over there. Yeah, you did that. You may ask, why are you speaking out? Because I was commanded to do it. That's why. Allah tells the part of the body to speak, it speaks. Allah just said, kun, and it comes into existence. There's another ayah where he says, what to kun minkum ummatin qudal nas. He said, and there should arise from among you a group enjoying good and forbidding evil. It's like an order, it's an honor from Allah. You get to do this. You're supposed to be doing this. Don't not do it. Think, I ain't got to do that. No, but you want to get the artifacts. You want to be written down. You did this here. Why? Because once you leave it, you can't get back. See, that's the thing that it's, we act as if we can go, we can slide back in here. You know, coming back. One shot for everybody. I don't care who you are. You can be born in Mecca, right at Kaaba in the Black Stone. If your deeds are incorrect, you're going to hell. You ain't needed, but I don't need nobody. You just ain't needed. Say you on trial, his ain't. You got one shot on this here. You go, you say, if I got back, look, you know what? I would visit you sick. I would give in charity. I would be good to my family. You always, you got to do it while you're here. While the blood's flowing through your veins, do it. When you leave here, that's it. It's finished. Khlas. It's all over. It's okay. It's all the things you did. It's in the book now. It's done. You get back and do this. One shot for everybody. And you're going out like you came in. You came in empty, you go back out empty too. You ain't taking the car, the house, the clothes, the jewelry, I don't know what it is. You ain't taking it with you. And I've been doing a lot of gymnastics. Now, that's why I do this here. Get back, just look down. Ain't nothing there but 2 sheets, okay. Oh, that's something you're running after. Yeah, you ain't running now. Yeah, what's going to help you now? These will help you. That's what will help you now. All that other stuff, ain't doing it. Your money, somebody else is spending it. Somebody else is living in your house. Somebody else is driving your car. It's finished. You understand? The Sahabas was here as our example. Say, follow these people to the letter. And you'll be right, you got it. Just do what they did. Don't try to figure it out. See, you start trying to use a logic to say, no, see, I think. No. Well, if you do the I think stuff, you would do this here. On my side, you would do this here. You wouldn't do it on top. You don't walk on top of your feet. On my side, you do the top. What I'm saying. You ain't for your logic. Don't try to figure it out. Just do it. What it says do that. Like the Sahaba did. They didn't try to figure out. Say, what? Do what? Oh, okay, I'm doing it. Okay. Get up at night? Oh, okay, I'll get up at night. What try to figure out? Well, what's it? Oh, I want to see it. Through your logic. She tells me, I'm going to play it to Yom Kippur. So you don't really know what's really going on. I can just lead you like, hey, go over here. Go over there. And what about this other thing? You remember the other thing you was thinking about? Oh, you go over there. You take care of this here. Man, I missed something out. Oh, my grace. Oh. See, I got you again. You go for it. I got you. But when the heart is Calvin Salim, when it gets pure, can't touch you. I get everybody else. I'm on a mission. You don't take rest, coffee breaks, recesses. You know, get into that. I'm doing something. I'm trying to take you off the path. I'm not keeping you on it. I'm trying to take you off. I know what's in store for you, but you don't know. You just don't know. That's why you really rushing for it like that. See, Sahabas had that what they call Haqqa Yaqeen, truth of a certainty. They knew. It was in here, in the cow. They like, you know where we're going. I know where we're going. Remember the expedition of Tabuk, which was a long ways off. And they had to really make, a lot of preparation for it. And here, Umar al-Khattab come up to the Prophet because they needed a lot of stuff to take. He said, what do you have? What you need? He said, half of everything I have is right here. Half of it is right here, the rest is with my family. Okay. By and by, Abu Bakr comes by. We won't always try to outdo Abu Bakr. Allah says, Bible, one of the good works, you find one another. Abu Bakr comes. What did you leave for your family? He said, everything I have. All my possessions is right here. I left Allah this message. Why? He understood here and here. He had to hide. He understood what he was doing. He said, but this I can't lose. How am I going to lose? How am I going to lose a lost cause? Is there such thing as losing? I don't think so. Impossible. Can't. You give in charity, you can't suffer. Impossible. But you got to put it in your head and read it first. It's a hard thing. It's trying to do this. This whole thing is that mold the heart. Mold the heart. And make everything become like subconscious. You do it, but you don't really think about it. That's one thing about controlling the robot back here. That's what you do, like things repetition. Like that's one thing my teacher told me way back. And he said, and people know, here's what I want you to do. I want you to stand in front of the mirror and recite. He said, I don't get bored to you, but just to do it. He said, because what you're doing, you're programming the robot. That's how it goes. Programming, so when you start doing it, you ain't be thinking about it, just be automatic, autopilot. Just come right out. So I just stand in front of the mirror like he told us. So I got, since he was my hang-up buddy, I tried to get over on him from time. I said, I'm saying like you said, I'm saying right. He said, he said, no, say it like I said. Say it like I said. Don't try to do anything else, just say it just like I said. Say it like me. I said, no, I did. He said, you ain't doing it. I remember particularly trying to get hot, right? Trying to get that. I said, no, I said it. He said, no, he said, see, Abdul, look. See, you don't wear glasses. Did I? Didn't. You did. He said, see, people wear glasses have a certain thing they say. I said, well, so what's that? He said, when they get ready to clean your glass, he said, they know to say, put the fog on the glass. They know glassware know how to do that. I said, he said, well, that I'm trying to get you to say, that's where it's at. So what I want you to do is think about cleaning glasses off, and you get it. So I said, well, I guess he got me now. And I said, okay, okay, all right. He said, yeah, it is. But yet it was kind of, he was just clever. It was kind of shortcuts, memorization. I tell you, brothers and sisters, I'm really just pleased that I could come here today and talk to you. And I wanted to share the historical thing. I just, because I know a lot of you didn't know about it, and I want you to, so any chance I get to say it, I want to tell you about who was here. And most of them are gone now. Matter of fact, another one just has janazah today. You might know about Hajj Musa Hamid. We go back to the 50s. I mean, we had a farm down in Esseldine Village in New Jersey. We used to go out there. My children was like this here now. I just take them down there to his just an organic garden, and it was just really nice. He just passed away the other day. We had a janazah today. But it's always given me pleasure to be able to stand before you and just, share some concerns and, experiences I've had, and I had a lot of experiences. Alhamdulillah, blessed me with that. And most of you, some of you knew my wife, children, mother, Wadida. And since then, I'm living in Senegal now. And so I'll be going back at the end of the year. My wife here. But it's always going to be much joy to come among you, say a few things. I just hope I didn't bore you, or took too much of your time. But I just want to share my feelings and my experiences with you. It's just so ironic how you can write some things down that you can talk about, and I just want to really just talk from my heart, really. So I just, last time I just skipped over it, because it's really a heart-to-heart thing. That's really what's going on. I mean, sometimes you can get to be all philosophical. Oh yes, brothers and sisters, this here, but this thing you got to feel it's in here. It's in it. It's in the heart. So get this here cleaned up. Hey, you're on your way. When you wait, all these things we be doing is trying to get that. All the instructions we have to do this and do that, is to purify this. Purify this so that we gotta be clean back there. Go back home and get clean. All the rank out of it. So do all the things you have to do. All the advantage you has to do. Not because Allah needed from you. This is for yourself. This is for you. You have to do it. So make all the effort you can to do it. You got to go to some other's house, and like I said, that we created a brotherhood years ago. We do one. So most of them you come to my house, but we sometimes go to each other's houses. We hung out. See, now we don't really know each other. That's what time when in Central Masjid, Umar Khattab said, "Who knows this person?" And the brother said, "I know him." So Umar asked him, "How do you know him?" He said, "I make salat with him." He said, "You don't know." You said, "Well, no, you don't know. You don't know." See, I experienced that. You don't know him. Do you travel with him? Do you eat with him? You study with him? What do you do? How you know? That's why I told the brothers, I told them in Kentucky, I said, "I make salat with y'all today. I'll see y'all next Friday." And see, now ain't no excuse for it. I said, "I'm gonna pay you all the way down." Everybody got cell phones now. Even kids got cell phones. There ain't no excuse now. Years ago, everybody got put in a house phone. Now everybody got cell phones now. So you can say, I call, just give us a brother, I think he's in Egypt now. But years ago, he used to call. We used to kind of chuckle at it. I mean, not in a negative sense, but he used to always call the brothers. And you knew his voice was very